The green ring, the I'm looking for work profile update. I call it the green, or I call it like the green scarf. But the question is this: do I use that if I am looking for a senior role? Or do I use it at all? Is it trashing my personal brand if I do? Does it make people think less of me? And I have some answers for you. But the reality is, they're maybe not answers. They're just really good opinions, big opinions, informed opinions, but there probably is not going to be consensus on this no matter what people think or say, because it's a very personal decision. But I have lots of stuff that will help you make a good decision. Number one, the green is in. So the green is in. So what does that mean? When something is hot on a social platform, even if you don't exactly understand how to leverage it fully, even if you're not really sure what you're going to do with it yet, you want to be on it. You want to be in it. You want to be leveraging it, maximizing that chance, because right now, green is in. It is hot to be laid off right now. And I'm grateful that it is, because a layoff is one of the hardest things someone will go through. It is mysterious, it is frustrating, it is scary. It is one of the hardest things a family can face. The provider is scared all the time. And even in the best of circumstances, if you have months of severance and benefits, and it's still one of the hardest things to go through. And we know how hard, I mean, if you've been in the job market since like 2019, you know how incredibly hard it is. And even before that, the job market and getting a role is nothing like it used to be. And your personal brand is critical. And so it's good that you're being thoughtful around this decision, but if you're doing something right now that is hot and that is in, like being laid off, which I'm really, again, glad it is, because no one should go through that alone, be in that wave. Dive in. But here's what you have to do if you are going to do it. Point number 2 is the green is just a scarf, basically. So the green frame, it's purely to attract people to your profile. So if you put on this hot green scarf and then people come and look at your profile, if the rest of your outfit is flat and not really anything to look at, then it was all for naught. So the rest of your profile is just as important as anything else that you're doing or any other green scarf that you're going to put on. So your about section is critical. Your little bio line underneath your photo, critical. The first 5 or 6 words are vital to have really nailed down. So as you're often engaging and drawing people with that green scarf over to your profile, they understand if that's for them or not. It helps them self-select. We want to lower the lift as much as possible for people who are looking at dozens of profiles every day. We want them to see your best the moment they land on it. We want to qualify and quantify your experience. So no one cares about the fluffy words. Strong leader, like led teams of 30 plus to, for a budget of 4.5 million and year over year. It's like, give me numbers, give me qualification, give me quantification, give me a great headshot that looks like the person that, and not even like numbers of years away kind of thing, but just if you're not smiling, then are you going to smile at when you land there on day one? So you want it to be dressed and working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when you, who are going through a job change, are having a tough day and just cannot get it together, your profile is working for you. It's out there interviewing on your behalf. Because the moment, it's like it's not even waiting for a resume to get submitted. We know that for senior roles, that may or may not happen at all. People are going to be looking for the right one and approaching you, and that's awesome. So help them do that by putting on the green scarf if you choose to, and getting dressed, getting the rest of your outfit on. It takes work, but it is the best investment of time, energy, effort you will spend. So if you're out there and applying for jobs right now, but your resume is not your resume, excuse me, your profile is not amazing because you have done the work to get it amazing, then it's totally not going to be worth your time to do any more resumes and any more submissions. Do the work of your profile first. Because also think of it this way too. Let's say you do have a warm relationship. Someone put in a word for you, and now what they do is that they pass along a link to your profile, to their board, to their people, to their senior team, and then that group who does not have a relationship and rapport with you yet is going to check out your profile and start making judgment calls. So help them see that you are here to play ball. So, point number 2, that was a long one, but the green is just a scarf, and the rest of you needs to be dressed and doing its thing. So, the idea is this. Point number 3, you have to own it. Whatever decision you make, you have to own it, and you have to own this moment, and you have to be the confident little thought leader that is out there doing so what it looks like is thought leadership, is personal branding right now in the middle of a transition. It's kind of funny. It's like we think about, thought leader and personal brand. These are all things that we associate with like major confidence, right? Like high levels of confidence, like, wow, she really thinks she's something. And then you have on the other side, someone going through a layoff or a job change. That is like some of the most demoralized you will ever feel. And so it's like this polar opposite mindset, or maybe not mindset so much as it's just, I feel like this, and now you're telling me to portray myself at my most confident, my best. It feels like this crazy dichotomy, and it almost feels to the point of like inauthentic, and am I straight up lying here? So what I think of your personal brand is, it is like you at your best. It is you at your most healed from this thing, this trauma of job loss. Like all of us, find me a thought leader right now. Find me someone who is a public speaker, personal brand, who is not also just wavering between like, this is almost not even livable. This life, this situation, the fact that we're in 2023 almost, and now it's Christmas, and the economy is unbelievable right now. We're seeing layoffs hit left and right, and like it's a lot just to be alive. So, like for me, for example, you'll see me with my new fancy headshot and my strong, confident boot camp writing, but I also, I'll tell you this, I'm really careful about how much I let myself feel afraid. I have decided after actually trying it, like, because I am optimistic, I am I can take risk all day and go for it and go and believe that I am going to change the world, and then I do. But, excuse me, of course I won't have time to edit this because I want to share this with you, so you'll have to forgive my clearing my throat. But even after I tried this idea of what does it look like to genuinely just feel afraid for a minute, it almost ate me alive. Like, I just can't even go there. Like, our emotional energy has to be conserved, and it has to be leveraged for powerful things and thoughtful action and being a great mom and a great human, and being there for my dad who's going through some health stuff. Like, I cannot for a minute go, what's gonna happen? I've learned too, between the hours of like 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., I cannot think of anything fear driving, because it will totally keep me awake. I will think the worst, weirdest things in the middle of the night too, like, what if this happens and this happens and this happens? And like, it's demoralizing. And your emotional battery, it's like that sucks it out of you faster than, I don't know what. I'll quit with the metaphors right now, but just please understand that you have to guard your confidence. You have to be confident. You have to see yourself as confident as you will ever be when you are building out your profile and you are leveraging that personal brand and you're creating that thought leadership content as you are trying to get a new role. You just have to. We have a choice nowadays between, equally qualified candidates. Let's say I had originally a stack of 150 resumes. I have to cut that down to like maybe 10? And then from that 10 of almost equally qualified people, I have to go and like just look and see what I can find of what they've said. How do they lead? How do they communicate? How do they make me understand what they would be like at the boardroom table, at a senior team meeting? Do they write posts and have maybe a blog or a newsletter that talks about problems that they solve, why they solve them, how they go about it? Do I see them mentoring through their posts and their content right now? I get to pick that candidate, so why wouldn't I? Right? So that's why you have to go, and in the lowest you might have felt like you've ever been, be a thought leader and build your personal brand. That's a lot. So I just want to be aware that you know that it's a lot. And it does feel crazy to go from pendulum swing to pendulum swing, and that is perfectly okay. It does not have to feel like the most authentic, and you don't have to wait until you feel like you can before you begin. So today is Saturday. I hope you've had a chance to listen to this. If you go and make the decision to put it on the green scarf, give yourself a time limit. Like by Monday, you will have gone over your profile, just even like the most first initial basic run through your profile, where you have added at least 2 or 3 things that qualify or quantify your experience. You have found a pretty good, welcoming looking headshot to use. You have a bio line that leverages those first 5 words. And then on Monday, you put on the green scarf and you start writing some content, writing a few posts. What does this look like? I'll just do a very quick bit on this. If you tell me about something that you could solve, like right now, I was up late with a kiddo who didn't feel great last night. I had to blanket my horses at like midnight because the temperature dropped fast here in Texas. And then I woke up too. Anyway, like not enough sleep, weary. I know there's other things that are pulling at me, but I love this discussion topic so much that I will do this. I could talk about it for hours more. So that is the kind of thing you want to talk about when you're creating content on LinkedIn right now. That is what you talk about. You don't have to try to pretend to interview for a job, right? Like that's not what we're doing through posts at the moment. We just want them to see how you mentor, how you serve the field, how you have solved problems. So you 10 years ago, imagine you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know the problems that you faced. They were not unique problems, but they are problems that other people face too. So if you are bringing up the leaders behind you and you are helping them through a tough situation that you, again, could do on lack of sleep just because you love that thing so much, you love finance or you love this, help somebody else through a situation. Go and mentor at scale. It will help you feel better. It will help people get drawn to you and understand the value that you bring and the unique qualifications that you do have. So it works well for everybody. Can you see why I love thought leadership? It's the best ever. It accelerates everything that you want. Like for example, I'm a consultant. I have built this sweet little consultancy where we help leaders become thought leaders. We help thought leaders who are already established to get their genius out of their brain and go put it out in the world. And it helps everybody. It is the best job ever. So again, that's why you see me talk about it a lot. But I rarely, if ever, have tried to sell. I don't have to. Like all I have to do is mentor you. And then people also at that point decide like, okay, I think I actually want to help. I want to get some help and I could work with her. She seems nice. She seems approachable. She's, pushing me, but she's not making me feel bad. There's empathy, there's kindness, there's expertise around this. I can see she's done it before. So yeah, I'm going to reach out to her because now you get me and you like me. And so by the time you reach out to me, you already know all these things. And I don't have to try to tell you that we could do this work and I believe in you because you've already heard me say, I believe in you. So I'll leave it at that. That's what thought leadership does. It shortens the journey for somebody else. That is the coolest way I've ever thought of to get a job. So you need to go and do the same. And if you do, by Monday, you're ready to put on the green scarf, because over this weekend, you've done the work so that you will be at the front of the line to ride this wave of like being in and trendy. It's funny, like my kids are wearing bell bottoms now. It's in, it's trendy. A year ago, they would have been laughed out of school. They're young, but you know what I mean. But it's in right now, so don't be shy to put on that green scarf right now. It might not be in a few months, and you'll have missed the wave. That's the reality of it all. Don't miss the wave, and I'll let you know when it's over. I'll be glad to. But people are looking to help, so please let them help you. Reach out if I can be of any assistance. I hope you have a good weekend and you take action. Favor action, favor action, favor action. Long before you're comfortable, long before you feel ready. I believe in you.